I mean, yeah, I think I saw the ticket prices. I guess the only thing is, like, I'm surprised we're not playing at the United Center. I thought that would have been really good for the game and really good for all the women's basketball fans in Chicago. So maybe there's a conflict of some sort that I don't know about. Obviously, that's a little above my pay grade.
First time in history, WNBA games will be played in the United Center. The Chicago Sky will host the Indiana Fever at the UC on Saturday, June 7th, and on Sunday, July 27th. The highly anticipated games will feature Fever star Caitlin Clark against the Sky's very own Angel Reese, the largest attendance at a Sky game ever.
The Chicago Sky has made a smart decision by moving to a larger venue, recognizing the huge crowd that Caitlin Clark attracts. Interestingly, though, Angel Reese appears to think the audience is there for her. It seems like there's a bit of a mix-up, and the whole situation is quite entertaining.
Of the hottest tickets in the WNBA, Caitlin Clark coming back to the city that she owns, coming back to Chicago after Chicago gave her such a warm welcome last year. They threw Barbie night for Caitlin Clark's arrival. They gave her pink towels. The fans were lined up on the side. She was signing autographs. How is Chicago going to welcome Caitlin Clark this next year around? How are they going to top Barbie night in a 9,000 seat arena? Well, easy. We moved Barbie night to a 21,000 seat arena. Venue and date change. Our regular season games against the Chicago Sky are moving to the United Center.
The Chicago Sky just made a classic if you can't beat them. Join them move, shifting to a larger venue because they know Caitlin Clark packs arenas. But hold on. Angel Reese seems to think the crowd is showing up for her. Someone might need to give her a reality check because this is pure comedy.
Well, the Chicago Sky have announced that they are moving arenas for Indiana's home game. Well, Indiana's road game, but Chicago's home game. This is the motion that the Indiana Fever / Caitlin Clark have.
Let's get this straight. The Chicago Sky, a team that struggles to fill a 10,000-seat arena on a good day, suddenly decided to move to a 20,000-seat stadium. Why? Because Caitlin Clark is coming to town. But of course, Angel Reese fans are out here in their usual delusions. Like this is some kind of Angel Reese effect. Let's be real, if this were about Angel Reese, the Sky would still be playing in front of empty seats at Wintrust Arena.
Caitlin Clark and Fever games getting moved to bigger venues on the road is normal at this point in time. We see it happen quite often whenever that Fever show comes to town. But in this case, it is interesting considering the opponent and considering the venue. The Fever's games against the Chicago Sky in Chicago, it was announced 2 of them, will be moving to the United Center. So that's significant in the sense of it will be the first games ever played by WNBA teams in the United Center. The game's on.
Caitlin Clark is the biggest name in women's basketball right now, and she's the reason ticket prices are skyrocketing everywhere. Fans are paying NBA-level prices just to watch her play. Meanwhile, Angel Reese's supporters are acting like she's the one selling out arenas. News flash: the only time Reese is playing in front of a packed house is when Caitlin Clark is on the other side of the court. The Sky didn't suddenly become more popular because of Angel Reese. They just got lucky that the WNBA schedule guarantees matchups against Clark.
Move popular teams' games such as Chicago Sky and the Indiana Fever to the United Center. They are moving teams such as Chicago Sky versus Indiana Fever games to much larger venues. This is an article by Sports Illustrated titled Fever Sky 2025 Matchups Move to Larger Chicago Venue to Hold Over 20,000 Fans. After the Indiana Fever and Chicago Sky matchups became some of the most watched WNBA games ever last season, partially due to the stardom of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, the Sky decided to move the 2025 matchups to the United Center instead of their home at Wintrust Arena. Clark pushed for the games to be moved to the United Center after a matchup last year, and now that wish has come true.
The Chicago Sky has never been a must-watch team. Even when they won a championship, the city barely paid attention. But now that Caitlin Clark is coming, they're scrambling to make room for all the fans. Not Sky fans, Caitlin Clark fans. Just like Michael Jordan made people watch the Bulls, Clark is making people watch the WNBA. Do you really think Chicago's front office suddenly woke up and thought, wow, Angel Reese is such a huge draw, we need more seats? Come on now, Reese fans need to stop embarrassing themselves.
So it looks like the Chicago Sky have finally done what we've been asking for, which was to schedule the games against the Fever at the United Center. And also, in case you weren't already aware, the United Center is the biggest basketball arena in the country. Both home games against the Fever have been scheduled at the United Center. I know the specific flyer just says June 7th, but the July 27th one is also there. I'm very excited about this personally. I know the energy in there is finna be freaking crazy. I'm definitely going to try to make it out there for at least one of these damn games. I'll definitely keep y'all updated on which one I decide to go to.
Let's talk numbers. Indiana Fever games are selling out everywhere, and ticket prices are skyrocketing. Caitlin Clark is packing arenas like she's Taylor Swift on tour. Meanwhile, Angel Reese's biggest claim to fame is getting outplayed by Clark in college, and now she's riding that wave into the WNBA. Reese fans talk a big game, but where's the proof? Show us the sold-out Angel Reese games. Oh wait, they don't exist.
Folks, last year, the Indiana Fever were in Chicago, and a lot of us were asking, why aren't they putting this in the big arena? Are they really that stubborn that they're ready to just turn away dollars just for a narrative? Seems as if they got their end of their year report, looked at the bottom line and said, you know what? Slam shut. In 2025, we're gonna be in the United Center. Maybe some of the owners were started talking behind the scenes, right?
Let's be real about the Chicago Sky. Their biggest claim to fame is the moment Caitlin Clark steps on their court. That's why they're moving to a bigger stadium. Not for Angel Reese, not for the Sky, but for Caitlin Clark. The Sky's front office saw those ticket sales and immediately knew they needed more space. But let's give Angel Reese fans some credit. They're fully committed to the delusion. They're out here claiming Reese is the reason the WNBA is booming, acting like she's the next big thing. Meanwhile, she's just another player in Clark's highlight reel. If Reese were really that much of a draw, why didn't Chicago expand their stadium before? Why weren't they selling out games last year? Why did it take Caitlin Clark coming to town for them to make this move?
But bottom line, the ripple effect of Caitlin Clark is lifting all boats.
I feel like she's changing the game of WNBA. She's raising that bar so that there's going to be other athletes growing up. They're going to try to strive to be like her, be better. It's going to just make the league better.
I also think